Hi friends, good evening. Welcome to Annamaya IAS Academy. This is Dr. Harinath Reddy, Director of the Institute. You all know that general essay paper plays a very important role in the UPSC mains exam. Many a times we say that it is a game changer. Many a times the marks which you get in the general essay paper, they decide your rank. So keeping that in mind, if you take the structure of the general essay question paper, in the general essay question paper there are two sections, section A and section B. In section A there are 4 questions, in section B there are 4 questions. So you are expected to write one from each of these two sections. So in a total you should write 2 essay answers, one from each section in 1000 to 1200 words. So here the question is, if there are two sections in the general essay paper, is there any difference between the nature of questions which come in section A and section B? This is the question which need to be answered. So on the face of it, you may feel that there is no much difference in the nature of questions which are being asked in section A and section B. But if you go a little deep and analyze the questions which have come in the last 7 to 8 years, you can clearly make out that there is a difference in the nature of questions which come in section A and also in section B. And there is no point in having two sections, section A and section B, if there is no difference in the nature of questions. So UPSC is very clear in its mind that they want to test through section A the value system, the philosophical underpinnings of the person from section A, and in section B they want to test the awareness of the student on the topics which have been in the news on several issues like polity, governance, social justice, international relations, internal security, whatever. So when it comes to section A, they want to test the ethical and the moral personality of the person. That's the reason why in section A, the questions, they are more philosophical in nature. They are more abstract statements. So when you give an answer to the questions in section A, the UPSC wants to read your ethical personality, your moral dimensions, your relation to the real world around you. So this is the dimension which is tested in section A. When it comes to section B, UPSC want to test your knowledge part, which means the topics which have been in the news may be related to science and technology, governance, justice, polity, IR. With respect to these topics, to what extent you are following these topics, to what extent you are aware of these topics, to what extent you are able to analyze these topics in a very constructive way, that is tested in section B. So in other words, UPSC has very cleverly designed these two sections to test the different dimensions of a candidate who is taking this exam. So a 360-degree personality of the candidate can be assessed by section A and section B answers in the general essay paper. So which means the skill sets which are required in section A and the skill sets which are required in section B, they vary enormously. For example, if you take section A, see, the questions in section A, they are more philosophical and the questions are coming on abstract themes. So section A tends to focus on thought-provoking, philosophical and reflective topics. So in section A, the UPSC will test your analytical depth, your value system, your world view and your ability to engage with abstract ideas. So which means, in other words, the skill sets which are required for writing an answer in section A is that you should have that ability of deep introspection, your ability to explore multiple dimensions like ethical, psychological and societal dimensions. In addition to this, when you write the general essay answers in section A, you are expected to use more frequently quotations, real life examples and also philosophical arguments. Then when it comes to section B, most of the questions which come in section B, they are related to socio-political themes or contemporary themes. So the questions in section B, they come on topics like current affairs, governance, economy, science and technology, and societal issues. So these essays assess your awareness of national or global issues, your understanding of policy issues, and your ability to provide solutions to these problems. So that's the reason why when you write answers for section B questions, the UPSC will test your knowledge, sound knowledge of contemporary events, your analytical and critical thinking abilities, and your ability to use data, reports, government schemes, and other examples in section B. So this is how section A and section B differ with each other. So to conclude, the kind of questions and the probable questions which can come in section B can more easily be predicted, because in the last 3 to 4 years, what topics have been in the news which are being debated very widely and at a greater depth, we can make a list of these topics. And if you can prepare for these topics get reflected in your section B. When it comes to section A, you must prepare a set of themes based on the kind of questions which have come in the last 7 to 8 years. It is relatively more difficult to predict the themes on which the questions can come in section A. But I would not say that it is impossible. Even when it comes to section A, we can reasonably come up with a set of themes on which the questions can probably come in the coming mains exam. But in relative terms, it is more easy to predict what questions can come in section B compared to section A. So this is the difference when it comes to the nature of questions in section A and section B. So keeping in mind these differences, you accordingly plan for the general essay paper. So we have started a 3-month essay program, both offline and online, wherein we cover more than 30 essay topics, including philosophical essays, covering diverse topics which have been in the news. In addition to that, every week there will be 2 classes on 2 major essay themes, and there will be 1 test on Saturday in the weekend. So the test is a full-length test where we give 8 questions. You need to write 2 essay answers. So in a period of 3 months, we are going to teach you 30 essay topics. You are going to write 24 essay answers. So this will greatly help you to improve upon yourself in terms of your ability to write the essay answer. So those who are interested can contact us on the number 8522961609, and I had a decade of experience on working these themes which are important for the general essay. So it is always better to rely on an expert for a paper like general essay, which needs a lot of your attention because of the load before you for prelims and for multiple subjects in the mains exam. If you can rely on a teacher who is already informed and a well-read person on all these themes, he can make your job more easy. So come to us, take the support of us, and try to score high in the general essay paper. Thank you and all the best.